we're a startup focused on automation in the upstream oil and gas industry. So if you look at the car manufacturing industry today and compare it to 50 years ago, almost nothing looks the same. Everything's been automated, and process optimization is an ongoing task. Look at the drilling industry, however, and compare it today to how it was 50 years ago, and almost everything looks exactly the same. It's imperative that automation and in particular optimization of a lot of tasks in drilling are necessary, especially in today's environment with low margin oil. But there are a lot of problems that are preventing automation from happening in oil and gas drilling. One major challenge is that there are a lot of players involved in construction of a wellbore. So there's data, both real time and design data flowing from multiple stakeholders, which makes sort of aggregating everything very difficult. Also, all wells are not the same, so applying the same algorithm on different wells becomes very challenging because of that. Another problem with applying there's this sort of big data buzzword currently going around in all industries, and oil and gas is sort of not alone. But applying the traditional algorithms for big data to oil and gas drilling is very difficult for some of the reasons that I just mentioned, but also uh, the fact that there's a lot of physics involved in this data. There are time series and there are physics-based data. Um, so traditional sort of approach to optimization using machine learning algorithms that are available today is not possible. So to solve these challenges, Offer Automation provides a collaborative platform for oil and gas stakeholders to come together and design a well. Using the data that gets stored in this aggregation platform, we can then allow the initialization and self-calibration of drilling models that allow optimization of various drilling tasks, and therefore increasing drilling efficiency uh, in regards to the different tasks that are involved, and therefore reducing both non-productive time as well as increasing consistency and efficiency. The value by using this software platform goes first to the operators, as they can drill a well faster and they can start producing that well faster as well. Drilling contractors can also start charging a higher day rate, as they can start delivering that well faster, so that promise allows them to charge a higher day rate for their drilling job. Uh, the savings come in two ways basically. One is through reducing trouble events, which cause the non-productive time, as well as in general reducing the drilling time, so increasing performance, and summing up everything to about $1 million per offshore well and $40,000 for an onshore well. The business model. This is something. I guess I shouldn't say this in the pitch, but it's been refined over the summer over the ATI experience. We've realized that in the short term, what we need to do is partner up with an IT service provider as well as an operator to have access to both data and the current software platform that runs on the rigs. Do our test runs, and with this evaluation of performance, if savings come in the short term, split the savings. In the long term, once the value is proven, we will be integrating into third-party software and charging a per rig uh, licensing fee. Our team consists of myself. I'm a graduate student in mechanical engineering at UT, along with two other graduate students, Roman and Adrian, our research scientists, and our faculty advisor, Dr. Vanort, who's an ex-Shell manager for 20 years, and now he's in economics doing research. The ATI experience has been very valuable. A lot of it was spent doing market validation, validating both sort of the overall value proposition as well as each of the product features and which of them sort of matter the most to the customers. We also sort of switch from focusing on drilling automation itself to automating drilling and automated drilling analysis, which seems to be more of a focus for the industry right now. And maybe in a few years, drilling automation itself will be of the major focus. Something that sort of we also understood through ATI and talking to the mentors was this issue of customer accessibility. So even if we're the ones who can provide sort of all the aspects of the business and be our own standalone company, and not having access to some of the customers that we need will force us to seek partnership with someone who does, somebody who's been a player in this field for a few years. And a lot of time was also spent understanding just the workflow of how things work in the oil and gas market, and also exploring different application areas. The final decision for this business is there are more answers to come within the next month. Some of the meetings that have been arranged haven't happened yet, so there are more answers to hear. From a business perspective, this idea is a go. From actually making it happen, it's sort of a no-go. We have to sort of evaluate the structure of the team of the startup, given the different levels of commitments that people are willing to put in. But given I'm in grad school, I'll be probably spending a little time more doing market validation and seeing whether this is pursuable after I graduate.
Great, thank you. So I just have, I guess, a few comments to start. The first is like on the team slide. There are pictures and names. I guess I would also possibly like to see, like titles in the company, even if you just make them up, or like advisor, because that's always going to be people think something. Someone asks like, who's the CEO, who's the CTO, who are advisors.
And relevant experience too for those people.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
You could have pulled those pictures up Google Images, like who are these people and why do we care?
yeah, no, that's also a good point. Like on Lisa's slide, she did a good job of showing, the years of experience in the industry. I think that your team sounds like one of your strengths, that people are going to trust you in this area because you have a big team. So that's one. Two, some of the slides in the beginning, I found my eyes just like popping back and forth, and I was like trying to like read all the information, and found myself having trouble to like listen to what you're saying and read that at the same time. As I don't know if you guys had similar thoughts on that, or you thought that was enough. All right.
Definitely wordy and kind of diagrammy, and to some extent, like your diagrams are useful to the extent that they facilitate what you're saying.
Yeah.
Maybe like you have labels on each of those things there, and I don't need to read them right now, but what if instead of having like all these different people, like make the icons explanatory of what they are, and then you like point to each one and like this is this, and here's why it's important.
And then my final comment is just like on the go no go thing, and this is something we'll have to, Dave and I will have to make more clear, because I know it's really hard to say yes or no, because there's always uncertainty, and with you there's like it sounds like there might be a bit of a team shakeup.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll talk to Dave and we'll give you more instructions on which one to choose, but my inclination is like, if you are going to continue doing some sort of validation and you're interested in pursuing it in any shape or form, it's probably better to call it a go decision.
Okay.
For the same reasons, like you don't know who's in the audience and you might talk to someone. Because not that we're trying to discourage a no-go decision, because that's totally all right. If like what you learned this summer was just to a point that you didn't know you don't think there's a business and you want to stop, that's totally cool.
Yeah.
There's a team that already did that, so that's especially because you said like you have meetings like a month from now that are going to determine it. So it sounds like it's a go decision for you.
Yeah, it's definitely not something that there's no way this is gonna work. I'll just stop. So okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And we'll
not every detail has to
No, you can articulate those details. Definitely, you say it's a go decision, and here's our next steps in the next month. We have a couple meetings coming up. Might do a team shakeup. But yeah, Dave and I will definitely give more kind of instructions about that. This is kind of just like the very first pitch practice where it's useful for us to like see what y'all are doing, and we can help give more guidance for the final one.
Well, I think, like, to me, the go no go speaks a lot to the business itself. And if you decided the business just doesn't exist, then that's a no go, and you're not going to work on it anymore. But it sounds like you have a business. So, like, our business, we're dead in the water in like 4 months. We don't have money, right? Like, we're just then it will be a no go because we'll have been at the end of what we can stretch. But we're still going to say go, and then here's our criteria, right? We'll be around in a year if we can do these things. And it's the same thing for you guys. Like, if there's somebody in the room that could help, and they hear, we're not really sure, they're less likely to help. If they're like, if you're like, yes, but,
No, that makes sense. It is essentially the same thing that came up with these guys. If there's money and if there's partnership, there's opportunities.
And I don't want to make promises that there are going to be those people in the audience that day, but you never know.
Right.
And like as I said, we're not going to come hunting you down if you said go and in a month you stop it.
Yeah.
Don't. So
pull up your value proposition slide, the next one. Make it bigger if you would. This is my favorite slide of your whole deck because you explain very well. Here's why anybody cares. Here's what we do. We reduce lead drilling time. We reduce non-productive time. You guys steal this. Like, just this is awesome. So even spend more time on it, maybe.
Yeah.
Or you kind of have two slides in one, so maybe split them up and make them bigger and go through. But this really sells what you're doing. I'm not personally knowledgeable enough to know exactly what you do. But if I believe this, like if I see you do these things, then great. So awesome work here.
story of my life.
I would say too when you pitch like on a vocal note, you're pretty similar in your cadence and in your sort of excitement level, and try to like be more up and down because I'm gonna take audio cues from you as to whether I give a shit about a certain slide, and if I sort of like kind of care about all of them, that's not your slide deck. Some things are really important and some things aren't.
Yeah.
And so I want to hear from you in your language and your tone of voice, like what is the important part versus what's still all of it's important hopefully. But here's like if I'm gonna remember 3 things in a day, what are those 3 things? And you should tell me that maybe explicitly, like remember this, but also non-verbally.
Yeah.